On October the 12th, 1915, this nurse was executed by firing squad. She was trained at the London hospital. Edith Cavell.
You can become a district nurse once you've got your state registration, and then you do a further training for district nursing.
If you're a pupil nurse, you can go out with a district nurse on the district to see some of the patients that you might meet up again in hospital, or just to get to know some of the people in the East End.
Don't normally visit people just when they're going into hospital to see them off. Rather nice we're passing. Well, I've been visiting Mrs. H for quite a long time, treating her varicose ulcers on her legs, and these have now healed. And she has been in quite considerable pain recently, but doesn't complain an awful lot at all. I think she's had quite a hard life. Mrs. H is a lovely old lady. I've enjoyed visiting her. She's cheered me up no end when I've gone in. Although I suppose I'm supposed to do that for her, really. Quite a poppet, really. She's very good company, good to be with, very cheerful lady. And they've now sent her her letter to say that she's going to be admitted today for further examination and treatment. And they've diagnosed her complaint. And she takes her husband's photograph everywhere with her. She'll probably take it to hospital with her today, I expect, and put it on her locker.
I'm doing an SRN course, that is state registration, which lasts 3 years. The time is split up between ward work and going into the School of Nursing.
The London has managed to get rid of the image of sisters all being old and perhaps unapproachable. This is not true in this hospital. The majority of them are young and very approachable.
I'm doing a Bachelor of Science course. It's a 4.5 years course, and at the end of this time I hope to get the Bachelor of Science degree plus the state registration.
I think the wards are well designed. They are subdivided into 3 6-bed and 1 12-bed section. At one end there is a balcony, and at either end there are windows. The wards are very well decorated too. They're very modern. The curtains match the wall and that sort of thing.
I'm training to be a state-enrolled nurse or an SCN. I do a 2-year course as a pupil nurse and spend most of my time on the wards and not so much in school.
Oh, well, Doctor, what's the matter with me?
We shan't know, Mrs. H, until we've given you some more tests. I'll arrange for you to go down to have an X-ray taken as soon as possible.
Thank you.
It looks like a case of gastric ulcer. We can't excel the possibilities. We'll arrange to have some samples of gastric juice taken. We may have to do surgery.
Sometimes the middle-aged person, but much more often the older person.
Well, medicine in itself is very interesting. It means more when it's your own body you're finding out about.
Here, which shows quite obviously that there is carcinoma of the pylorus.
It's not really obvious to me, I'm afraid.
Well, if you just look, I'll show you.
I think the system of small tutorials is much nicer because you don't feel embarrassed about asking any questions, and it's much more of a further educational course. The tutorials take place in the School of Nursing, which is a marvellous building with excellent facilities.
The nurse's residence is named after the founder of the hospital, John Harrison, and so it's called John Harrison House.
Before I went to the holiday camp, I was working as a model in London, the back of Oxford Street. It broadened your mind terrifically.
When I left school, I didn't know what to do, and then I got a fabulous chance of going abroad under VSO. I went to Nigeria.
I taught as well, privately, little Brazilian children.
When you're married, you can work part-time, so combining marriage and nursing works out quite well. It's nice to have another interest in life. We could say that the practical experience you gain from your training helps in running a home and raising a family. Anyway, you don't have to work in a hospital. You can work part-time in industry or work from home on the district.
Nurses generally move in here at the beginning of their 3rd year. I've got my own room, which I can decorate in any way I want to. There's a bathroom, which I only have to share with one other girl, so it's almost like having a flatlet. The kitchen's just down the corridor. There's every modern convenience that one would want. It's just right for one person. Get privacy or company as you want. The uniforms were designed by Hartnell for us. When you first come up to the hospital, you have a fitting in the linen room, so they're all completely individually fitted. Some people don't like the idea of wearing uniforms. In fact, it's quite an advantage because it gives you confidence when dealing with patients in perhaps awkward situations. In the London, there is absolutely no difference between any of the uniforms for the years. In fact, you're very proud to wear it when you go on the ward.
It's very hard not to get involved with patients, but if you can strike up a relationship where you can help them, they also help you really because they give you confidence, and their trust in you gives you more confidence. Then you find you can help them in a way perhaps you wouldn't have thought you'd be able to before you started nursing.
The London has a lot of up-to-date equipment, but it is the nurse's duty to look after the patient. If, for instance, if you take a patient to X-ray, you must explain to them what's happening because they're a bit terrified, really, of seeing all the equipment around, and you just reassure them that there's nothing to worry about.
Very comfortable in there. We're first of all going to take her blood pressure, and the most important thing is to apply this cuff fairly tightly around the arm. So, we're going to record it with a sphygmomanometer, which is the name of the machine. Right, put your arm down. You're going to listen, and as we pump the pressure of the mercury up in the column, we occlude the blood in the brachial artery, or stop it flowing in the brachial artery.
What is it?
Oh, it's all right. Oh, good. Thank you.
Here comes your tea.
Hello, Mrs. Rich. What would you like? A cup of tea?
Yes, I'll have a cup of tea. I'd love a Guinness.
Would you?
It's all teamwork in the ward. An orderly is part of this team. She is there to do the more unskilled jobs, for instance, making patients tea, arranging flowers. This enables the nurses to get on with the real job of nursing. Nursing is a job essentially where you have to work with other people the whole time. Staff nurse is just likely to take a bedpan to a patient.
Relationships between staff on the wards is very good at the London. It's got to be. You're a team. After all, you've got to work as a team.
It is, in fact, a university hospital, not just an ordinary hospital. You meet lots of people with different experience.